get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but a Dre Max? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They got me by the Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I run no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my boy's mine. My tracks flame like a dilute. I order blood on my tongue. Thinking this is warm glue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist, but you smell me. One spot, then I bet you I'ma blow up. Just throw my name around, get stupid, then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. A versus thinking in his man, but you can't see me. You rather drink than go pull up, but drink a knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, call me brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I pour all the planks, you use the Decepticons. Straight rappers to retreat like Cobra. 80s they can floating like up in the swords and I'm E-Man. Up, down, man, I'm cheap. You a beast, man. I take a beat in. Ninja Turtle rap, Turtle Clans get defeated. High samurai, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy bomb. Bad attitude like a rocket, my whole to the A, and I bet you can't stop us. LL bad when I go and show up. You can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
What's up? What is going on, everybody? This is your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. You're from the West Coast. Get up. The early bird gets the worm, and I'm not gonna lie, I am early, but I am exhausted. Man, I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm sleepy. I fell asleep and so happened to wake up in time to be able to do the show. Because other than that, I'd be still in La La Land. And I still gotta go to the store. But anyway, today I'm finally going to do a reaction video. I'm trying to catch up with a lot of stuff that people were sending me and stuff like that. I'm really trying to catch up from last week. But I'm going to do a reaction video to the real reason Ali's blade, the real reason we're not getting Ali's braid, that video. I was going to do it as a video, but last night, we got into the conversation about Sam Wilson. That went a little longer than I thought. And then, we also had the discussion after Blurred AF. Then we did Blade. After that, after I was done, let me just not even hold you. I was done after that. So this is what we're getting today. We're getting a reaction video now live. So, yeah. So hope you guys are happy. Hope you guys are healthy. I need some coffee. Shout out to my man Heavy Gan over at the Heavy Gan channel, but you already know what it is. The real question is, All right. Now, without further ado, let me see who's all up in the hazy, fashizi, manizis. All right, Junior Network, what's up? Y'all are faithful, man. I love y'all, man, for real. Cribro Black, what's up? What's up with it, homie? Roberta, the church auntie, good morning. And don't forget, y'all company here, get the thumbs up. I'm trying to make it do the thumbs up thing, but now I don't want to do it. Thumbs up. My shoe is in the background. Let me share my screen. Let's get into this reaction video. Now, this is from a channel, and I think I need to to edit it on. I'm gonna edit this afterwards, but this is from the channel. We ourselves. I did a reaction video from them before. I'm surprised this guys are at 1.5 subscribers, a little over, 1,500 subscribers. I believe their channel been putting in really good work. So please go check them out. And after this, if you like the channel, like, share, subscribe to them, because I just don't understand why they're not a bigger channel, especially some of the stuff that they be putting out. That a lot of people, I mean, everybody was sending this to me. I just was tired, was super tired. But let's see what they got to say about the real reason we never got Ali's blade. Let's go. Okay, where's my, okay. What's up, Tracy Woods?
Hello, and welcome back to another We Ourselves video. Well, as we approach the end of 2024, Marvel Studios has come out and officially announced that Blade, which was originally scheduled for a November 7, 2025 release, has been officially removed from their 2025 release schedule. As a result, the film has been delayed indefinitely. And even though Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios were initially excited and they introduced Blade in the Eternals movie, for some reason, they slammed on the brakes, so much so that Mahershala Ali's own lawyer said she had never seen anything like this. And so in this video,
that's why I didn't believe, let me stop it right there. That's why I didn't believe in when Scoopers was coming out like, oh, well, Mahershala Ali had a conversation with Marvel and everything's all hunky-dory. I never believed that. Because why would the lawyer come out and say he ain't never seen anything like this? And then you got Scoopers talking about, well, Mahershala Ali talked to Marvel and everything's cool. Is it? Let's keep going.
I'm going to talk about the real reasons why they sidelined Mahershala Ali's Blade movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, two-time Academy Award winner, Mahershala Ali.
Oscar winner, too. Don't forget that part.
We all know that on July 20th, 2019...
Hold on, wait a minute. What's up, Andre Word? Did y'all see that pop? Or we call it people who like wrestling, we call it a pop. But, how the crowd went, completely bananas. Hearing that Mahershala Ali was going to play Blade, I'm really mad he played with his name, because it's two-time Oscar winner. You know what I'm saying? Also, but I digress. Let's keep going.
San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel announced the Blade reboot with two-time Oscar winner Mahershala Ali playing the famous Daywalker, or the titular character. But despite the spectacular outpouring of support, excitement, anticipation on that day, the Blade reboot has been plagued with production problems and delays. Everything from changing directors, actors dropping out, to multiple screenwriters and rewrites. Yet other Marvel Studios projects announced that same day, and even have gone through production and premiered in the theaters or on Disney Plus. What I want to say in the question that...
Hold up. Can I rewind that just for a second?
I want to answer that.
Can I just rewind that for a second? Not trying to say anything, but look at these projects. Just look at the projects that came out, and we couldn't get a simple Daywalker movie. What is up, Executive Judge? Hey, Mika G. Oh, that's the name of the new dog, Coco Chanel. That's cute. But Mika G is in the house. Mika G is in the house. All right. Watch the I want to show you what was made after they announced Blade. The ones that was on the slate, the ones that came after. Just check this out.
Yet other Marvel
Echo. What did I tell you about Echo?
Studios projects announced
Miss Marvel. Now, again, I don't have a problem with Miss Marvel. I actually don't have a problem with Echo. But why does Echo take precedence over Mahershala Ali's Blade is beyond me.
That same day, and even after.
She-Hulk was terrible. That's all I'm gonna say. She-Hulk was terrible. But again, why did She-Hulk take precedence over a 2-time Oscar winner? Got to get these slots out.
After have gone
Keep
through
going.
production and premiered in the theaters or on Disney.
Moon Knight. I have no problem with Moon Knight. He should be in association with Blade. Project got made. Nobody talked about no delays, and nobody talked about nothing. You didn't hear anything about we can't get a script. We're trying to think about it. It's god dang on Blade. Agatha. Don't have no problem with Agatha. Don't have no problem with Agatha at all. But why did she take precedence over Blade? Why was there no delays? There no nothing about Blade. I mean, there was no delays. There was no creative differences. There was no millions of writers, millions of directors. Nothing with any of those shows. But it so happened to do it with Blade. You see what I mean? And thank you, Roberta, for the $10 super chat. Thank you. Coffee money for you. Drink some for me too, please. I need some right now. I need some badly. But and again, this is the reason why, I'm choosing not to cover Marvel unless it's a black-led film. Like, I'm going to do Captain America 4 because that was a big thing. Oh, my God, I just subscribed to you. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to do Captain America 4? Yes. But I told you, if I cover Captain America 4 and Anthony Mackie is treated as an afterthought in his own led movie, I will have all I'm talking about cancer stick galore smoke for the MCU. I'm telling you, I'm not playing with them. I'll cover Riri, but I got to see more improvement with Marvel with their black-led films. And like I said, what they did with T'Challa, what they done with Tiana Paris's Monica Rambeau, what they done with Blade, what they done with all of these are terrible. I do not want as much, do I have some, does Anthony Mackie sometimes make me mad? Yes. But I want to see the brother succeed. That's all I want to do at the end of the day is see the brother succeed. And if they make, I swear to God, if they make this dude an afterthought, you know what I mean? And he's not prominent in his own movie like a Chris Evans will be, I got smoke. But I already know what Roberta like. And I know Gray ain't going to like it because he's going to tell me to stop. But I can't because it's body roll.
Super chat body roll.
Anyway, let's keep going. But I just wanted to point out all the shows, but why did he get the treatment that he got? Let's keep going.
Disney Plus. What I want to say, and the question that I want to answer that everybody's asking, but nobody's really answering, is why did they put the brakes on Mahershala Ali's Blade? And for me, it's very simple. Mahershala Ali made the mistake of saying that he wanted his Blade movie to be his Black Panther. And when he said
his Black Panther,
that is when the red alerts happened because Marvel and the MCU still haven't recovered from Black Panther doing as well and being as successful as it was.
I agree.
And it still amazes me that there are some people out there who want to point out, well, why would they hate that movie or sabotage the Black Panther franchise when they made $1 billion on it? That's precisely the problem. And
I'm trying to tell y'all, and I've said this before. What's up, She? I've said this before. I've said that if they didn't believe in the Black Panther project in pre-production, and then we, the Black community, came and showed out for the Black Panther movie, right? We came and showed up and showed out for that Black-led film. And they were afraid of that, right? They were shaking in their boots beforehand. Then we showed up and showed out. We outshot. The one thing about the 42 what is it called? The 42 rules of law, never outshine the master. I think that's rule number 1 in the 42 laws of power. Rule number 1, never outshine the master. We outshine the master. What's up, Chill? We outshine the master. When you outshine the master, you get made an example of. And that's what I've been trying to tell y'all. They do not, and I'm trying to tell you, like I said, you know, the analogy that John Edgar Hoover said about Martin Luther King Jr., we do not want a black messiah out of their ranks. They wanted their white leg actors to be the ones you focus on, the Robert Downey Jr.'s, the Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, you know what I mean? Who am I missing? Though, you know, those guys. They did not expect black people to show up and show out for that movie. They did not anticipate it. They thought it was going to be a flop. They didn't believe in it in the first place. I told y'all that the member of the board came out and said, why do I have to have an all-black movie? You know, why do we have to have an all-women's movie? I don't have no problem with women, but he never said the same thing about all-black movies. He didn't say, I ain't got no problem with black people. Why does it have to be all black? They wanted white characters to succeed. That's Disney. That's on the Disney side. Disney is owned by Disney owns Marvel, so they fall under that umbrella. And I believe Kevin Feige and the Marvel executives and the Disney higher-ups do not want to see another black messiah out of their rights. That's why they're deifying Chadwick Boseman. And I kept telling you that is morbid and it's unethical for them to deify that man. You know what I mean? But they didn't want to pay him. You could deify him, but you don't want to pay him. Let me keep going.
And I just want to say here is the very success, particularly the success out of all proportions or expectations of a black-led, black-created project. That is troubling because ultimately it says a couple of things. First of all, it really blows out that narrative, particularly that the United States has to this day and is getting worse, particularly in the political arena, that there's something inherently superior of one group of people and inferior of another one. Mm-hmm. So when you have something like a Black Panther come out, the first one, and it makes all that money and it's super successful and it makes the money around the world, it blows a hole in their entire mentality. The second thing that happens with something like the success of a Black Panther is even though the studio owners, the producers, executive producers, CEOs, whatever, even though they are making money hand over fist and they're buying their latest houses or they're upgrading their yachts, eventually they notice that the fattened bank accounts did not come because of their ingenuity or their creativity. The increased money, the high box office came from a group of people, Black creators, that they, the studio, perpetually hold down. And even more, they usually give them less budget, less leeway. And yet they were able to produce this with less.
Now remember with what's her name said? I can't think of her name right now because my brain is like shot. But she said that they were shaking in their boots. They were shaking in their boots. They didn't believe in them. Now, how is studio going to tell you, I want you to make this movie. We're going to make Black Panther. We're going to put it out there. This is what we're going to do. And then the studio does not believe in you. Just think about it like that. That's all I'm saying. Think about it like that.
And when the studios realize this, all of these things come together, and that's when they move to take control, which normally means phasing out Black content. It's the Hollywood Black programming pattern, where step 5 is like the fail-safe or like the temporal loom in the Loki series, which you see in season 2.
The temporal loom is a fail-safe.
If everything got out of control or it grew too big, the temporal loom would blow up and reset everything back to the sacred timeline. And in this case, when we're dealing with the studios and Black content, their sacred timeline is simply the way that they deem things should go.
That's the proper flow of time, and it happens again and again and again because it's supposed to, because it has to.
And that's what the Hollywood programming pattern is. Step 5 is the reset. If something, i.e. Black Panther, becomes too popular and it has the risk of getting out of their control, the studio's control, and is giving these Black creators leeway so that they can make moves that doesn't depend on the oversight of the owners of these studios, then it has to stop. And the only way that they can stop and reassert their superiority, quote unquote, is through the only thing that they have, and that's control of the finances and the ultimate decision-making power, which is why the NAACP report says there are no Black decision makers in the C-suites. And that is why we are getting programming that is ultimately detrimental to the Black community.
He killing it with this one. And the funny thing about this is I've always said, is that you got these guys that, okay, I just put it like this. When Nate Moore came out and I still on audio, when he came out and said that, you know, the studio was having a hard time, it's your friend, it's Chadwick, yada, 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 we just couldn't recast. And that was a big thing. We just couldn't recast. But William Hurt immediately was disregarded. Yeah, you know, yeah, he died. But man, we're getting Harrison Ford. And we had a chance to get Harrison Ford. Again, that shows you. And he already said, Nate Moore is a running boy for, I'm sorry, I'm calling these people what they are. He's the running boy for Kevin Feige. Because he's the one to make sure that, you know, hey, Ryan Coogler, you want to make him a baby daddy? Cool. Let's make him a baby daddy. I'm good with that. It's good storytelling. Black people will understand that. You know, and Nate Moore, it was Nate Moore's decision to make that movie. It was Nate Moore's decision to make that movie. So he said, well, Disney didn't tell us to do it, but I decided to do it anyway because we want to honor Chadwick. No, you don't. No, you don't. And again, like I said, this is one of the many reasons why I don't want to cover the content until they start doing Black characters right. Let's keep going.
So that is why, for those who insist on not understanding, why they sabotage the Black Panther franchise. Because that first movie shocked the hell out of them, and they had to reassert control. They are on guard to make sure that Black Panther never happens again. And with Blade, we already have the historic record that when the first Blade movie was done, it saved them. And then what did they do by the third movie? They came in, they brought Ryan Reynolds in, and Wesley Snipes was royally pissed, and justifiably so, because they were taking his screen time. It was phase 5 of the Hollywood pattern that was clicking in. So the answer to why they put the brakes on Mahershala Ali's Blade was because he made that fateful decision to say what he did. And as a 2-time Oscar winner, he had the wherewithal to pick up the phone and call people who he had successfully worked with in the past to get this made. This Black man was showing that he had the ability to do something that they could not control. That is why they came out and they did that hit piece on him, saying that he had inordinate control and influence. They chose that word on purpose, and I did.
Now, doesn't this sound like, I'm going to pause it just for a second. Doesn't this sound eerily familiar to what happened to Jonathan Majors? Doesn't it sound eerily familiar? Remember, Variety had a hit piece on him, and he was the scapegoat, even though, and shout out to Gray, because I just seen it on Twitter, that Ant-Man and the Wasp and the Quantumania still made money. Don't get it twisted. It still made money. But isn't this what we see from Hollywood? We just seen it with Bo DeMayo. We've seen it with Jonathan Majors. Now, Bo DeMayo, you know, a little different situation, but we've seen the hit piece with Bo DeMayo. We've seen the hit piece, Mahershala Ali, Jonathan Majors, and the beat goes on. Because I'd be damned you think for yourself independently. I'd be damned you think for yourself, you know. It's almost like, I'm telling you, that's why y'all need to go watch Transformers 1. He said, I like a bot that thinks for himself. And then threw him in the hole in sub-level 52. Because I'll be damned you think for yourself. You know, you thinking for yourself, you think you're above me? I've tried to tell you when Chadwick asked for that money, you think you're above me? I will put you in your place. Will make sure you know you're the N-word I want to call you. But that's not what we do. So we just take away your money. Dave Chappelle talked about it. You see what I mean? Let me keep going.
A separate video on it. Go check it out. The Hollywood Reporter is a print organization. So they chose that archaic word, such as inordinate, on purpose. And when you break down what it means, it says he went beyond the limit. He went beyond what was expected of him. He went beyond the norm. He was excessive. Why? Because he picked up the phone and called people that he had worked with before. And
remember
said,
they were saying that about Jonathan Majors, that he was excessive and he was a problem on set, and he was this and he was that. You heard nothing about this prior to, then all of a sudden, now he's the bad guy. Now Mahershala Ali is the bad guy. Come on, man. This is a pattern with Hollywood.
Hey, my project's in trouble. Come on over here. Let's make this thing right so we can make money for everybody. It just goes to show you that control with these people is more important than making the money. Because to control when you're in the face of real creativity is the only thing you have at your disposal, because you are not as creative as these people who put together things like the first Black Panther. You're not as creative as Wesley Snipes, who brought all that charisma and his expertise and his martial art expertise. He brought that in there and he made that Blade character. He brought that character to life. They know that, and it chaps at them, which is why ultimately they always make the decision to come in and control. And if they can't control, they shut it down, because they figure they can always find another Black creator down the line who's just as hungry, because the system has starved them, and they are going to give their all and make the studio money down the road.
And this is why I tell a lot of people, you got to watch for the trick bag when it comes to Black creators. You know what I mean? You got to watch for the trick bag. For the simple fact is that if you won't do it, we'll find another one to go do it. Or you won't do it, or we'll find somebody, trust me. And like I said, they use the simple fact. This is the reason why Wonder Man is getting made by Yahya Abdul-Mateen. He know damn well he should be playing a white character, but I got to do it. I got to do it. I'm hungry. I'm not mad at him, but this is the trick bag. Because if it wasn't Yahya, they'll find another Negro. They'll be happy to do it. You see what I mean? If this is what we got, you know what I'm saying? This is exactly what we got.
That's why this Mahershala Ali Blade movie was sidelined. That is why they did that hit piece on Mahershala Ali, saying that he was inordinate for doing what Robert Downey Jr. did when he held Marvel's feet to the fire so he could get the Russo brothers back. Why? Because he was successful with them in the past. It's the same thing that Ryan Reynolds did. Again, I did a short in the video about this. Ryan Reynolds did the same thing. That's why he had all these cameos and these reshoots, because he was going to make sure that his movie was going to hit $1 billion, and it did. When these two white men do this, they are applauded, particularly if they are successful, because those are power moves. But when that Black man does it, he's called inordinate. I'm not making this stuff up. That's what they did. That is why they put the brakes on Mahershala Ali, because they knew a Blade movie could probably make more than Black Panther for two good reasons. The first reason it could do better than the first Black Panther is if Mahershala Ali did his first movie.
Hold up. And why he's saying that, this is why I had a problem with Ryan coming out and saying, we need to do this with Blade. We need to do this with Wesley Snipes' Blade. We need to do this with what? No, you're undercutting this brother. And people were arguing with me, man, but it's only, you right, it can only be one Blade. Master Show won't like it if you got two. We sure need more than one. We don't need more than one. Because Wesley, man, I don't care. I don't care. Wesley Snipes almost 70 years old. Now, I don't care. It can only be one. He says this in the movie now. He says in that Good White Man movie. Don't you do that. And I told you, he was undercutting Mahershala Ali's movie, and that's not right. Why? He's trying to make up for probably being a dick on set to Wesley or whatever. But two, it wouldn't surprise me that he was in on making sure to embarrass this guy in the movie. Just saying. And I didn't like that. Now, everybody knows how I feel about Ryan, but I did not like that. Ryan Reynolds is one of my favorite actors. I did not like him doing that at all. And if you notice, I ain't really said nothing about Ryan since then at all because of the way that they did him. I did not like that. And now these are the reasons why. Let's keep going.
And he included Wesley Snipes' Blade, the original Blade in the movie. And we saw both of these actors in costume, in character, going through action moments. And then you had the formal passing of the mantle to the new Blade. That movie would easily make over $1 billion at the box office. The second reason that Mahershala Ali's Blade can do better than the original Black Panther is because, first of all, that Black Panther movie made $1.3 billion in 2018 dollars. In today's dollars, I think if you adjust for inflation, that's $1.5 billion. But that movie was able to do that while being aggressively Afrocentric. Yet, despite that, it did have appeal around the world. But Blade doesn't have that same problem. Except for Blade himself, it's vampires. And everybody around the world knows vampires. And so you don't have that added layer of it being Afrocentric or Black-centric. It could conceivably do even better. And that's another thing that they did not want. They did not want the second outing of a Black hero in his first solo MCU movie to also make $1 billion. Because again, it plays havoc with their greater than, less than mentality. And it is a dichotomous mentality that they have. While they make the money, the very idea of making the money and something being successful, when it starts to chip away at that paradigm that one group's better than the other one, they can't take that. So they exert the only control that they have, which is control. Because creative-wise, there's no comparison. And so they had to shut down Mahershala Ali's Blade.
And again, I kept saying, there's no reason. We just did the watch party last night. You was part of the watch party. You know what I mean? Shout out to Yao. But, you know, we rewatched Blade 1 yesterday. There's no reason why you can't make a Blade movie. It's absolutely ridiculous that you can't make a Blade movie. And a lot of people want to go into, oh, this is just conspiracy theories. You guys are tripping. These are conspiracy theories. Hollywood doesn't do that. No. Hollywood doesn't do it. You guys are just complaining because you want everything your way and the studio got to do what they got to do to make money. You'll always find one capper for the studio easily. I know because I read my comment section. Matter of fact, I'm going to start liking everything. But no matter how ridiculous it is, start liking everything. Just give you an emoji. Just give you an emoji how I feel about that. Because I like people to give their opinion. Whether good, bad, or indifferent, whether I agree with it or not. As long as you're not attacking me personally, I don't give a damn. But what I've seen is people will really cap for the studio and not know all the intricate parts that the studio does to not pay people. We literally just went through a strike. And you guys will sit up here and really cap for a company not trying to pay the VFX team, the directors, the writers, the actors, script coordinators, you know what I'm saying? Whoever is on the set coordinators, all of these people don't care. But you were most definitely capped for that, for them. And that's probably the most ridiculous thing I've ever saw in my life. Tracy Woods, thank you so very much. I don't know if you had something that you want to put on there, but thank you so very much for the $10 super chat. I got you. You know what I'm saying? On this for the super chat. Thank you for it.
Thank you for your super chat.
God, Mac at me is ugly. Let's keep going. I think I seen Rashad Walker, what's up? And Greater Admin, what's good? Hey, Dr. Keisha. What's up, executive judge? I seen that.
Just let me say this here. Even though Deadpool Wolverine made over $1 billion, just like Spider-Man No Way Home made $1 billion, Black Panther, the first Black Panther, starring Chadwick Boseman playing T'Challa, it still reigns supreme. even though No Way Home made more money, and even though Deadpool Wolverine either has made more money then or is probably on track to make more money. Why? Because look at what these white-led films had to do. Spider-Man No Way Home had to bring in 2 other living iterations of Spider-Man and 20 years of villains in order to outproduce and out-earn Black Panther, who only dealt with.
And remember, they had no problems paying these guys. They had no problems with these guys leaking information. They had no problem with any of that. Remember, it was always, oh, is Toby gonna be in it? What about so and so? Is he gonna be in it? Is he? And that was the whole mystery. We was all getting excited all the whole entire time they were playing this. I try to tell you, studio play in your face. They pee on you and say it's raining.
Wakanda, Deadpool Wolverine. Look at what they had to do. They had to bring in 20 years of Fox X-Men characters. They had to bring in, first of all, Wolverine, because none of the other Deadpool movies made over $1 billion. So first of all, they had to get Hugh Jackman to come back. So that's 20 years worth of Fox X-Men history in Hugh Jackman. Literally the same thing that, No Way Home had to do. Then they had to have all the cameos again from the X-Men universe over the last 20 freaking years. And you brought in the last Blade. You took all of that, okay, just to hit that $1 billion mark and maybe out-earn Black Panther. And don't even count Captain Marvel, because I've already talked about that. And I was there and I remember, because I always order my tickets ahead of time.
Yep, it came on the heels of
and I saw with Captain Marvel and with the second Spider-Man how you had entire blocks of seats. They weren't blocked out because of COVID or anything like that. No, they were listed as sold. But when you go and you sit down, all of those blocks of seats remain empty. So even though Captain Marvel got over $1 billion, it was tainted. That never was a problem with the first Black Panther. Those tickets sold because people were taking busloads of people to see the movie.
What up,
Black
Bo?
Panther did what Marvel and all these other franchises, like Star Wars and everybody say they want to do. They want to get in the common people. It's not just the fans and the comic book fans. They want to get the common people. Well, you had people who had never seen Black Panther, had never read a Black Panther comic book, hadn't seen any of the MCU movies, but they got in their car and they went down to see Black Panther. It was literally drawing in people the way that Star Wars and Star Trek and everybody say they want to do with these properties. They want to get the everyday person in there. Well, you had it with Black Panther.
And the only thing that I had a problem with the common folks coming in, and I didn't have no problem with them coming to watch the movie, but don't try to tell me what you can and cannot do with this character and you don't invest in a property for this character to even come out. What I mean is, you don't collect the comics, you don't collect the toys, you don't collect the merch, none of the merch. You know what I mean? You went to go see a movie and now you can say, oh, well, that's my Chadwick. Nobody else can play him. That's where I had a problem. I drew the line in the sand for that. Let me keep going.
So as far as I'm concerned, Black Panther, the first one starring T'Challa, is still king, literally, because all the other franchises, they all had to pull these extra cameos. They all had to pull 20 years of cinematic characters just to push their films over the $1 billion mark. But Black Panther, when it came out, it made over $1 billion with fresh new characters none of us had ever seen in live action. They did not want Mahershala Ali's Blade to come out and do what Wesley Snipes' Blade did 20 years ago.
Yep.
There were all kind of dominoes that were set to fall if he did that, and they could not let it happen. So what did they do? They slammed on the brakes so that Shelby Weiser, Mahershala Ali's attorney, said that deal was in 2019 and they still haven't shot it, which is pretty much the craziest thing in my professional experience. While on the Deadpool and Wolverine side, Wendy Jacobson, the co-executive producer with Ryan Reynolds on the movie, had this to say about their production. It was honestly one of the fastest turnarounds I have ever seen. That's why I always said that Ryan Reynolds was part of the takedown of Mahershala Ali's Blade. And it's reported, and nobody's saying this isn't true, that Wesley Snipes said to him, but how is this going to work since they already have Mahershala Ali? Now, right then and there, you got to ask yourself, then why Wesley Snipes? You still got in that film and you still said...
You still wanted to check. Let's just keep it a buck. Wesley still wanted to check. Which, again, he had his own problems. So, internally, I'm not mad at that part. But at the same time, you were undercutting a man getting ready to bring that character to light, and you had that line in the movie, you know what I mean, that there can only be one blade, but you didn't care as long as you got cut a check. And again, this is what I keep saying about a lot of these actors. The reason why I said something about Anthony Mackie could have just shut the flub up, you know what I mean, because when they asked him about Chadwick, you know, about him, and what do you think about a recast, he could have just said, you know, at this time, you know, this is a good guy. I don't really want to answer that. No, he immediately came out and said no, you know, without no hesitation, there can only be one. And then next thing you know, which again, we're going to do Captain America 4 anyway, but they didn't know how they were going to do Captain America 4. That's why he was cheesing so damn hard on set. And I was like, only a person that's just happy to be there would do that to other actors, to pigeonhole a role so nobody else could get it. That's what I was saying on that. That's what pissed me off about Anthony Mackie and what he said. You know what I mean? Because you didn't have to say anything. Could have just shut up. This all you had to do was shut up, and then or curve the conversation. Man, Chadwick was a good dude, man. I don't really want to talk about T'Challa. Yeah, long live the king, but man, maybe in due time. I don't know. Well, or I don't know. I don't know. It's just anything besides pigeonhole a role to a guy.
That line in that film. Either it was your idea to say that line or it was Ryan Reynolds' idea to say that line. And Ryan Reynolds could have had Mahershala Ali in this movie, but no, because Ryan Reynolds was part of the takedown. Instead of this Blade coming out and being, again, the savior, the one that's injected needed money into the MCU, just like the first Blade did 20 plus years ago. Notice what they did, folks. They released that teaser and they had Ryan Reynolds saying that he was Marvel Jesus. He was the savior. And then everybody and their brother and all the echo chamber and all the YouTubers who were reviewing it, they were all saying the same thing. Will Deadpool save the MCU?
We did a video on that.
Call it conspiracy all you want. I'm sorry. And after the film comes out, you have Ryan Reynolds do his tweets and say that Wesley Snipes should get his fourth film. It is all a coordinated attack, which started, again, answering the initial question, which started when Mahershala Ali made the mistake of saying that he wanted his Blade movie to be his Black Panther. And he had the arrogance, from Marvel's point of view, he had the arrogance when they were already starting to tank his production. He had the wherewithal to pick up the phone and call people with whom he had worked successfully with in the past. And that bit of ability to do that is what scares them, because they could not control that aspect because his other successes gave him that power to do that.
I see a narrative being assembled by Hollywood. A Black man being a king does not fit the narrative of not all what they want the world to see.
And that's why I said him being a baby daddy was the most egregious thing that you could have ever done. And people kept saying, well, his son could be T'Challa. See, black folk literally arguing, knowing good and well that if I die, my son could not be me. My son could not be Lil Dre Mac. You know what I'm saying? And fulfill the things that I do in my life, in my own world. He can't. He's a totally different person. But you literally, again, this is the studio feeding you a bunch of bull crap, and y'all regurgitating it, and then fighting the people who want to keep the characters alive. And you're literally, and if it's that, now think about it like this, and I will give y'all something to think about. If it's that easy to manipulate you, to turn your back on your brother or your sister because they want to elevate a character, what else would you turn your back to? Politically? Religiously? sexually, whatever the case may be, to fight your brother tooth and nail to make you believe what they want you to believe, what the mainstream media want you to believe. You will fight your brother over what they programmed in your head. If they program something that's easy as telling you that there can only be one T'Challa, if we would never recast this role, and you fed that, and you put that in your psyche, and you ran with it, what else are they programming you with? Let me finish this up. Think about it.
I don't think they liked the response that came back from a black man being a king.
A king is in charge of stuff, and that's not the image that they want to put out for black characters, particularly black comic book characters. And Mahershala Ali, who was walking in the spirit of Chadwick Boseman, they had to stop that. And I also think it's ironic, way back when Wesley Snipes originally wanted to do Black Panther, but he went through his own similar production development hell. Eventually he said, well, the technology isn't here anyway. So he sidelined the Black Panther project that he wanted to do 20 plus years ago. And when they offered him Blade, he took Blade because he says they were both noble characters. So here you have Mahershala Ali citing the successful first Black Panther movie, a noble character, and he wants to bring that to Blade, who Wesley Snipes said is a noble character. And he had the power to get on the phone and do a power move like Ryan Reynolds and, like I said, Robert Downey Jr. did.
And they act like he don't have the cachet. He's a two-time Oscar winner.
All of that was a huge hell no to Marvel and the MCU. I'm just telling you what is happening. And everybody's asking the question, and I'm giving you the answer. They are forever vigilant that they don't have another runaway hit that is produced and starring a black male superhero.
I don't think they liked the response that came back from a black man being a king.
And so that is why the Blade movie, it probably will never happen. They're hoping that Mahershala Ali just walks away so they can just wrap it up. So anyway, those are my thoughts on the matter. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you in the next video. And
I'm very surprised that go and subscribe to we're ourselves, we ourselves. Like, this is a hard pill to swallow when you've been eating, you know, the table scraps of what these studios want you to believe. Like I said, if you know the history of Hollywood, then none of this is a surprise to you. It's not a surprise to me because I know the history of Hollywood. You know what I mean? And you know, again, it's tragic that people gotta bring this out to you, which you don't want to believe, but it's the truth. America's racist. No matter who's in office, black man in office, black woman in office, an Indian woman in office, or whoever in office, white man, white woman, it don't matter. Historically, America has been and forever will be racist. Erica Dixon, what's up? It is what it is. I want us to stop thinking we're in this utopia. Now we you know, it's easier for us to make money because we have digital platforms and all of that where we don't need Hollywood to be able to make money and all of that. But to be able to have power moves, America's still racist. Never forget that. It's almost in the vein of when Michael Jackson was talking about Tommy Mottola. I always bring that up because Michael Jackson made a power move. Let me just bring this up just real quick. Just so if you've never seen this, you will understand briefly where I'm coming from. And I remember distinctly this happening in real time. You know what I mean? Hold on.
The artists to be that we make in the music
throughout the years. This is very important.
I want you to listen to Michael just real quick. I want you to listen to Michael because Michael's going to make a lot of hold on, there we go. Michael is going to tell you how the industry treats its black artists. Reason why Michael Jackson and Prince is not here right now. Just giving you the truth. If you think they just died, well, Michael, we already know it was a homicide. But if you think these people just died, if you think Prince just died, just be dying, you think Whitney just died in a bathtub because she was high on crack, you know what I mean, or cocaine, or whatever you think she was on, don't believe the hype. A lot of this, don't believe the hype. Let me play it.
Very important because throughout the years, black artists have been taken advantage of completely. And it's time now that we have to put a stop to this incredible injustice. And like Mrs. Sharpton was saying, people from James Brown to Sammy Davis Jr., some of the real pioneers that inspired me to be the entertainer that I am. These artists are always on tour because if they stopped touring, they would totally go broken.
And just think about it like this. Why do you think that a lot of black actors, you know what I mean, unless you're one of the elite that they, you know, that you're good, the Denzels of the world, when Wesley was on top of his game, the Will Smith, they don't got to do a bunch of movies. But you see Anthony Mackie in a bunch of projects and a lot of stuff he should not be doing if he had that A-list star. And again, I got to go back to him being Captain America did not make him an A-list star. I'm just keeping it real. It did not make him an A-list star. Because if it was, he wouldn't have to do a million other these little projects. And Michael is telling you why they're going to do it, because he'll go broke. Let me keep going.
And it's been, the record companies really do conspire against their artists. They steal, they cheat, they do whatever they can, especially the black artists.
Now, Michael Jackson was one of the biggest artists of all time. Why would Michael Jackson, way before he died, talks about where Al Sharpton still had two chins? Why would he talk about this if there was no validity in it? This is the same person that they tried to say that was out here, you know, touching on children when the FBI investigated him for 10 years and found absolutely positively nothing. And you think that this is just conspiracy. I get it, but man, reality is a hard pill to swallow when you've been just, you know, been fed a bunch of bull crap for so long.
Now let me say this.
Oh.
Tommy Mottola. Tommy Mottola is the president of the record division.
Listen.
He is he's a racist, and he's very devilish.
See, well, I always said I give Michael Jackson his props because he had the balls to call out the people up top. How many actors is going to call out the people up top? Nah, because they too busy at the Diddy party.
Jackson this way, and whoever else, artists that are.
That's all I wanted to. I think that's it. But the reason why Michael Jackson was going so hard at Tommy Mottola and Sony. Oh, let me get me back up there. The reason why he was going so hard at Tommy Mottola and Sony, you know why? Because Michael Jackson made a power move. Michael Jackson owned half of every single artist on Sony's catalog. You're talking about well over 400 some odd artists. Michael Jackson owned half of them. That's including Beyonce, that's including country stars, rappers, whoever was under Sony, Michael owned because he made a power play. And they did not like that. Because those people wanted to keep the money amongst themselves. And he said, I thought it was good business. They don't want you to make power moves. That's why I played this to be in conjunction of what the video said about what Mahershala Ali just did. All he did was call people to see that he could work with so he could make the movie that he wanted to make. But they didn't like that because they didn't want to have a black man make a power move so he can stand on his own 2 feet. So I don't really need y'all. No different than what Ryan did. No different than what anybody else with Robert Downey Jr. just did by getting the Russo brothers back. Remember, the Russo brothers said they would never come back unless they was doing Secret Wars. But it took Robert Downey Jr. and that big bag of cash to be able to do it. Just saying. I'm just saying. And again, like I said, some of y'all don't believe it, but the proof is in the pudding. And it's right there. It's up to you if that's what you want to feed on.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
All I'm going to say, and I'm going to repeat this. I'm going to repeat this before I go. I know about the Marvel deal. I know about the Marvel deal. He wanted to be Spider-Man, all of that. Yup, Michael did give Little Richard his masters back. But I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to me good, because we're in election season. They're playing a bunch of propaganda on, I don't care what network you watch or even on YouTube. Everybody got an ad that they pay for that you can't skip. Right? Just want you to think about it for a second. If they're getting here, if I don't care who you vote for, that has nothing to do with me. I'm not one of those people that's going to dish you for voting for Trump or voting for Kamala or voting for, hell, you could vote for Beavis and Butthead for all I care. I don't care. I don't care at all. But if your brother or your sister is fighting you and arguing with you for your decision, think about the programming that has went on so much that you would literally fight your brother or sister for the decision they're supposed to make for themselves. I just want you to think about it. Again, I have no skin in the game. I don't care who you vote for. There's nothing to do with me. There's nothing to do with me. But if you're willing to fight, you're willing to argue, you're willing to sever relationships based on who you want to vote for, think about how strong the program it is on both sides. It's all I'm saying. I'm not capping for the right wingers, and I'm damn sure not capping for the left wingers. I'm saying, look how strong the programming is for us to do this amongst each other. With all in all, they don't give a good damn about us. None of them do. None of them do. Neither one of them care about us. But they want you to fight on who you want to vote for and all of that. Not only that, they want you to fight amongst each other about what exactly do you feel like is morality in America when it comes to yourself. They want to change your mind and change the way that you think so you don't offend somebody. But damn it, black people get offended all the time. But we got to take it. When they get offended, we get called all kinds of names. They have all kinds of organizations. They can't wait. They can't wait to down you on what you do, but you can down us every single day. Think about it. Think about it. All I'm saying is watch for the trick bag. All right, this is your man, Drake Mack. Let me get up out of here. Thank you so very much for tuning into another episode of The Drake Mack Show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Enjoy your Tuesday. Where's my outro at? Let me get up out of here before they come and they get me.
Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over?
What?
Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.